All right, looks like we've got just about everyone here with us today. Welcome, and by the way, Happy New Year, everyone. This is the first webinar of 2023. 2022 was an awesome time, and the New Year's webinar was off the chain. It was fun. We had a lot of giveaways, and it was just lots of good vibes and energy there. If this is your first time joining Webinar Wednesday, welcome. I am Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist, and so much more here at Brilliant Directories. David, thanks for taking the time to join us here on the webinar.
Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Welcome to Webinar Wednesday 149, only one more to go until the big 150. Looking forward to that, and definitely looking forward to today's webinar. We got a great new add-on to give you guys a little preview of here.
Absolutely, and that's actually huge news. This is webinar 149, and we did promise an iPad giveaway and some goodies for webinar 150. That will be in 2 weeks. So if you're listening to this now, please make sure to join us. We'll have some more giveaways. We'll make sure to give away an iPad in that webinar, and we'll have tons of fun as well. We are streaming on YouTube Live right now. We do recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube, and when you get there, just click on the subscribe button there. You can stay up to date with our latest videos, tips of the week, feature releases, and more. And even better, because we are streaming on YouTube Live, immediately after the webinar, we will have a replay video available, and we will post it in the Facebook group. So if we covered something a little bit too quickly or you need to recap, you can watch it after the webinar in the Facebook group. We definitely invite everyone to join us there. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and click on that blue join button. Also about the Facebook group, it's a great way to keep in touch in between Webinar Wednesdays. Lots of really constructive conversations are started there. People are working on their Brilliant Directories websites, asking questions about setup and strategy, and a lot more. I'm active in there myself, and I know a lot of people in the webinar here as well, so we definitely recommend you join us there. And then lastly, before we get into all the goodies, if this is your first time joining us, welcome. So Webinar Wednesday is a great way for us to keep you updated on some of the features we build into the platform week after week. There are some patches and fixes and things that aren't really worth mentioning, but there are a lot of features that can help you grow your community or manage your website a bit better. So we'll cover topics such as how to increase website traffic, convert visitors to members, increase engagement, improving navigation, and a lot more. So if you have questions about any of these topics or anything related to your membership website, please save them, and we'll do our best to get to as many questions in just a short bit. All right, and with that said, we can segue first into a few BD Lab updates to share. We got a few simple updates to share, and we got a lot of irons in the fire coming soon down the line. We'll start here right at the top, just a very simple one. In the text editor now, you can easily drag GIF images, those animated GIF images. Before, actually, there was a restriction, and it was only supporting JPEGs, PNGs, and a couple other formats. But now, if you wanted to simply drag or upload GIF images into your text editor, it will support them natively. So that's good. Everyone loves those fun animated GIFs and memes. This next one here has been requested a few times. Your site comes with a default categories page and a default locations page. I'll show you that right now. The categories pages had a keyword filter at the top, and now we've added the same keyword filter to the top of the locations page. Let me quickly show you what I'm referring to. We can just go to our sample webinar site here, and generally, most BD sites start with these two default pages. Some people remove them or modify them. All right, so just as a short example, the category pages, it would just simply list all your top, sub, and sub level categories. There was a quick keyword filter here, which really makes it useful if you have dozens and dozens of top and sub level categories for visitors to find what they're looking for. So if we just put, I guess this has subcategory 2, so if we type that, it would filter out for that. So now with this update, it is on the locations page. So if you have /locations on your site or change that, all the states and countries, or there is a setting for cities and states, they are listed here in alphabetical order. You can now search, or we'll do Arizona, and users can more quickly find states, cities, and countries if they are looking for that. This next one, also a small update, but pretty useful. There is now a page setting in the web page builder for your static web pages where you can click to enlarge images on your pages. We do have this available for posts in the design settings. Now it's available on static web pages. I can show you exactly what it does. If we head on over to the admin area, let's go to the web page builder. While we're there simultaneously, we'll go to just a general page where we have, this is just a static how it works page about the site. And with this update, if you have any pages in your web page builder here, static pages, and we'll just edit this about page. So we can see here we have an image on this page. And if you go to page options, there's now this checkbox option to enable Click-Enlarge images. Click-Enlarge images, and we have that set. So what that does is when you're on this page, you can not only see the image, but you can also click on it and enlarge it to get a closer look at it. This particular image is not that large in general, but if the image was larger, it would pop up on the screen so the visitor can get a closer look at it. It is on a per page basis, and you probably don't need it on every page, but in some cases you may want to enable this, and that's available for everyone. All right, just a small speed test. We are delivering more assets from the BDCDN. This is just an ongoing thing, which is going to help your site perform a lot faster for visitors, especially for global visitors around your site. So we just like to mention that. And I think I'd say we got pretty much 90% of the assets being delivered from the CDN, and we'll probably find a few more over the next few months or as we continue growing features into the platform. This next one here is related to the finance tab. We did cover a new search subscriptions page in the admin area in the previous webinar. This is actually related to the transactions page. You can now also search subscriptions based on their active or ended status. Let me show you what I'm referring to there. In the finance tab, well, let me show you what, I see a lot of new faces here. I would recommend, this is the newer feature we covered in the previous webinar. This page is brand new in the admin search subscriptions. It'll give you an overview of all the active membership plan subscriptions or ended membership plan subscriptions and a lot of metadata here, as well as total generated. There's some good filters here. This particular update is related to the transaction history tab. These are individual single transactions, not the entire subscriptions. And under billing cycles here, you can now search transactions if they're monthly, quarterly, etc. And now you can search if they're active or ended subscriptions. So if you want to get a quick pulse on churn rate or to see how many subscriptions ended month after month, you can use these settings in combination with a date range in the past and get a little bit of a gauge on the churn rate or how subscription activity is happening on your site. And then lastly, this is an import update. This one is pretty big and it's actually in its infant stages. I almost didn't even want to mention it in the webinar yet, but it is pretty important and pretty exciting. The ability to import posts such as events, jobs, photo albums, property listings. We want to make this available through the API so you can use tools like Zapier, Pabbly, and others to import them into your site. But the first step for this is being able to support like an Excel or CSV file import, just like you would import members to your site. So we have the phase one complete of this, and some of you may see this if you go to my content, manage posts, and the support team is just getting the documentation ready on this, so that it's a little premature to even mention this, but it is working. You can import post files, and you would choose either a single image post or multi-image posts. Multi-image posts are things like photo albums, property listings, classifieds, things that have photo galleries associated with them, compared to, for example, a blog post, which is just an article with a featured image connected to it. The team is getting ready. I don't think they have it yet. Sample import template for this. And currently, again, in its infant stages, it doesn't support image importing yet with the post data, but they are working on that, and we hope to have that released in the coming weeks. But this is going to unlock a wealth of functionality with being able to populate and fill your site from CSV files and eventually from third-party feeds and like RSS feeds or other sources where you can pull this data from. And that actually falls into some of the items coming soon. If we look down here, create posts from RSS feeds and other sources, events, articles, jobs. So these two are really closely tied to each other. And we hope probably by the end of February, we can have all that ready for you guys, including the ability to make sure you can include images when you're importing that data too, not just titles and descriptions. Also coming soon, this should be coming out in the next week or two. We've been mentioning it a few times. The ability to translate your site into French and German. We have the ability to translate all your text labels into Spanish right now with just a click. French and German are next on the list, and we'll include more in the future based on popularity. Also, there's a new add-on being released next week. We're going to preview it in the tip of the week today. It's pretty exciting. The ability to have star ratings for posts. So users can currently leave comments on posts, and we're marrying that with them with the ability for them to also leave a 1 through 5 star rating with their comments. What's great about that, it actually encouraged us to overhaul the settings for the comments area, and after this one is successfully pushed, it'll allow us to more rapidly add more features around the commenting functionality, such as upvoting, downvoting, following posts, email notifications for replies on comments, and more. So definitely a lot of things to come related to comments, but today we'll show you these star ratings for posts. And as usual, tons more updates coming down the line, speed, security, quality of life features, and a lot of this stuff is based on your feedback, your support tickets, what you guys post in the Facebook group, what you're trying to accomplish. So shout out to you guys there in the audience. And actually in the next slide, let's get everyone's attention, and we'd like you guys to maybe raise your hand and share with us one thing you want to focus on or one goal you have for this year in 2023, or maybe just for next month. Or something you've learned in the previous year of 2022 that you'd like to share with everyone. I see Brian B's got his hand up. Let me unmute your mic here. How's it going, Brian?
Pretty good, and you?
Pretty good. Where are you calling in from, Brian?
I'm in Arizona.
Okay. Thanks for joining the webinar.
Yeah, thank you. So one thing I was, and I'm really glad that you guys finally got the import for post types, because I have like 16,000 like drink recipes that I want to put on my site. So that's going to be really awesome for me. So that's going to be one of my goals in 2023 is to get all of that stuff imported and, make it complete. So
that's super exciting that you have the bar and club website, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely post updates out in the Facebook, and that's a fantastic goal, and we're even more reason for us to get it out more quickly for you. So thanks for sharing.
Yep, thank you.
All right, good stuff there, Brian. There we go. We got Ryan here. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, how you doing this evening? Hey, I just want to say what we're going to focus on. We're going to try to focus on, we got the new directory courses stuff. So we're going to try to focus on getting people from the community there to launch some courses for their community and try to get some extra monetization that way. And so we're going to start pushing out some of our own courses as well for the community and for directories and businesses in general. So that's going to be our focus for this year, is get out some courses for the community.
Fantastic. Yeah, you've shared some things in the Facebook group. They all look really exciting and really promising and really high demand. So thank you for all you contribute to the group, and I hope you can reach those goals for 2023 as well. All right, good stuff there from Ryan. And with that, we'll move on to the tip of the week, which is actually an add-on release. It should be released mid next week. Star ratings for posts. David, you put together a few slides that can help us introduce this add-on to the BD community. So if it's all right, I'll pass over the reins to you.
Absolutely. Very much looking forward to this add-on. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for this, but first, let's dive into just a general overview of what it is. It is pretty simple at its core. It will allow users to review posts and leave star ratings, 1 through 5 stars, with their comments on the posts that have been published to your website. So this works hand in hand with the free community comments feature. So with that, you can select which post types on your website you want to allow members to be able to comment on. And then with this star ratings for posts add-on, members can then be able to leave a star rating to go along with their comment. So the overall rating of an individual post That will be calculated automatically based off of all the ratings that have been left on that post, and that overall rating will be displayed both on the post detail page itself as well as in the search results page for the post. So this will be a great way when people are scrolling through your articles, your videos, your properties, they'll be able to quickly at a glance see the rating for all of those different posts.
Let's actually take a look and see what these star ratings look like when they're enabled on a website. And the real secret sauce to these different use cases is really the title at the top of the comments section that's going to get people's attention. So let's dive right in here and look at some examples here. For an event, this is just on our sample demo site, The Lion King on Broadway. And we created a post here. This is a recurring event on Broadway. We link out to the Ticketmaster website where we are an affiliate. And if we scroll down, the title above the section, that's what's really cool about this add-on. And what we've done is for each post type, you can choose what the title will be above the comments section. So if you're using the star ratings for a post type, you can say explicitly, rate this event, share comments below. And let's just leave a 5-star comment and we'll go ahead and comment. And there's our comment right there. I love The Lion King, watch it with the kids. If we look at coupons, so Best Buy has 50% off or more on electronics. This has a 3-star rating for this deal, for this coupon deal. And we're also linking to the Best Buy website with our affiliate link. So if anyone goes there, the website owner is getting a little bit of coin there. So this one says, rate this deal. Is the promo code working? So we've put a different title message here, and it's more related to deals and coupons. I'll leave a 1-star review. We'll go ahead and comment. This one got a lot of comments, we can see. So super cool there. Let's keep it moving with more examples. So this is a product review of a washer and dryer set, 4-star rating, and it's got 5 total reviews. And we can see here again the star ratings here. The title says rate and review this product. So this is more in line with what we would see on like an Amazon website or any type of product website, electronics website, or even Best Buy's website. Here's an interesting one. You can grab movie previews from YouTube, and depending on the vibe of your website, if you're educational, if you're industry specific, and have a section of not just movie previews, but just tutorial videos and curate them yourself on your website. So this is the Avatar 2 movie trailer, The Way of the Water. I haven't seen it yet. It's only rating at 3.3, but James Cameron is doing just fine, guys. And if we scroll down, it says rate and review this movie below. So we can see, again, we've augmented and modified the title here to match the post type that we're looking on. And this person did not like the movie. They left a 1-star review. And I think we got 2 more here. This is a property listing. This is the Ritz-Carlton Residences in Waikiki Beach. Join us there for the next Brilliant Directories event. This has a 3.6 out of 5. And if we scroll down, it explicitly says, rate this hotel, how was your stay? And we can see how these star ratings can now be used with different post types. Even if you're creating or renaming your post types to be for different things, you can find a reason and a good title for the section for people to leave star ratings. And then this last one here is literally just a support documentation we copied from the Brilliant Directories support portal, how to connect a domain to a Brilliant Directories website. And if we scroll down, the question that we're asking people here is not if they like the article, is was the article helpful? Rate and comment below. So if you have how-to articles or tutorials, you as the website owner can see the overall score. So if you're seeing that an article is trending with lower scores, you might want to update that article or see how you can improve it so that it's more helpful or informational or informative for the people who are reading that article. Let's also take a look at the search results pages. We can see this, the overall star rating is at the top of the post. There's also an option to include it right here, right above the post section, so you can see the overall star rating. Let's take a look in the search results here. Here we go. So we can see the property listing for the Ritz-Carlton, beds, baths, square footage, and then we have the overall star rating here. This will automatically be here if you enable the star rating add-on for the post type. We'll just look at a couple more, and then we'll look at the settings in the admin area on how you can enable this when you have the add-on. So we can see here for the movie trailer, the star rating here on the right, neatly tucked in. And if you go into grid view, it shows there right under the category name. And because there's just a little bit of less space here, it only shows the stars, not the actual numbers there, like here where there's a little more horizontal space. So let's go into the admin area. If you go to your interaction sections and go to post comments, and when a comment has a star rating, it will be here. It looks kind of like the same as member review stars. So what we've done here is a bit different than what was here previously. Before, everything was a global setting. The title was a global setting, and enabling it and everything else. So what you'll do is you'll select the post types that you even want comments to work on, to be enabled for. And when you do that, then the tabs will be available here. So if we look at coupons, coupon post type, you can have, here's the big one, you can use an alternate title for this comment section. So this alternate title is replacing the default title for all the other comment sections. And this is what really makes each comment section unique based on the post type. So for the coupons, we said, rate this deal. Is this promo code working? And then here on a per post basis now, before it was global, you can choose if you want to moderate the comments, display the comment count in the search results, display the comment count on the detail page. And with the add-on, you'll have these extra settings here to enable the star rating with the initial comment. What's even cooler is there is a setting so you can limit users so they can only rate a post one time. The same person can't leave multiple star ratings for the same post. That's a setting that you can enable there. And then of course, display the star rating in search results pages. That is an option, you don't have to. And display the star rating on the post detail page. You can have it above the post, above the comments section, or above the post and the comments section. So why this is really exciting is to really enrich the commenting experience for visitors and the members and the authors of the post. So again, this is just the tip of the iceberg for more features that will be built into the comments section, but we can see a wealth of power just with this enable star rating for the post types. We definitely look forward to see how you use this add-on on your site, and hopefully it helps you get more engagement from your members and website visitors. And with that, we'll take some questions and answers this time in the webinar. If you have questions about the lab updates, upcoming features, you need help with your website, or about the upcoming add-on, feel free to raise your hand now and we'll take a few questions. We got our good friend Tim here. I'll unmute your microphone, Tim. There we go.
Hello there, Jason.
How's it going, Tim? Great to have you in the webinar with us.
Yeah, thanks so much. And also just wanted to mention thanks for the end of the year webinar. It was spectacular and wonderful as always. Great stuff you got going on here again. And I have a question for you. So one of my sites is concentrated on countries outside of the United States. In the United States, we have wonderful laws about freedom of speech, but some of the other countries around the world are maybe not quite so open as we are. So for instance, the libel and the slander laws are so strict that people are afraid to do reviews of any kind. Like they don't want to put their name on anything because like they will literally get hauled into court. So I'm just wondering, is it a possibility to have a situation where you could have no names attached to those star ratings?
Yeah, you could. You can edit the. You can have access to that code, and with some CSS or with a small snippet of code to kind of obfuscate the author of the post if you wanted to.
How in the world did I know you were going to come up with an answer for that?
Yeah, anything on your site you can remove or pretty much add. Some of it is point and click. Some of it you might just need a line from our support team, and some of it might be on a full-on customization. But you would have access to the areas to make those changes if you needed it. And hiding a name is not the most difficult thing.
Oh wow, brilliant once again. Thank you, Jason.
All right, Tim, good stuff there, and good luck with your site there in those other countries. All right, good question there from Tim, and we got our friend Brian B back. How's it going, Brian?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I just had a question. You know how you guys released that little search thing that you can just type for the locations page?
Right. Yeah. Right here.
I was just wondering, Yeah, I was wondering if you guys were able to do something like that for, say, like the post type pages too. Is it like an easy fix to just like kind of rename something in the code real quick, or is that something that would be more difficult?
You know what? I actually, so there's a thing with that. If you go to a post search result page, let me go there with you real quick. Here's the limitation, right? So if there's multiple pages, like if there's pagination, like page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those posts are technically not loaded on the page yet. So if you had it's called a dynamic keyword filter on this page, it would just do the 9 or 10, or even if you had whatever 100 posts that you've displayed in that moment on the page. Funny you say that, because in the BD Marketplace, which is also Brilliant Directories website, we actually did this on the partner plugins page, and it works here. And I can provide this to you. It is some custom code here, but like if we type menu, we're left with these 2 menu options. But the difference here is I'm loading all the there's only about, I think, 80 partner plugins here, so I was okay with loading them all on the same page with no pagination. Yeah. So it makes this filter a little more useful, because everything is being loaded on the page and can be dynamically keyword filtered. If you want, I can share this with you in the Facebook group if you want to make a post, but just know that at least with this, you would want everything loaded on the page in order to dynamically filter it. Otherwise, you just want to do a keyword search here, and when you do that, you can, I think it does auto suggest. If you have the auto suggestion add-on, you can, just from typing a few keywords, it'll find all the matches based on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that gives me some ideas at least.
Okay, yeah. Where are you looking to use that?
Well, like, under blogs and, just the different post types. So
right. Okay. Yeah, I'd say if
I'd probably have to pull like the whole table and then search just like you would in the database, I believe.
Yeah, in that case, in that way, there's like a few different ways to skin the cat, depending on how fast you want it to be and things like that, and how responsive you want it to be. But yeah, there's definitely options out there for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good question there.
We do have a question on YouTube from Rick asking about the new add-on here. He's asking if a post gets a certain number of 5-star ratings, can that post automatically become featured to drive further engagement? There's no setting to automatically feature it, but this is a great strategy to encourage members to post useful content that will garner high ratings. And then, periodically, maybe once a week at the start of every week or something, you can kind of go through your content and curate it and pick the highest rated content to feature that. Yeah, so here's a good point. Right now for posts, what we're missing, and let's go to our demo page. So this is demo bootstrap. Here's a post type for job listings. We have like list view, grid view, if you have these. What we don't have for posts yet, and let me go there. This is a member search results page. The ability to sort like we have for members, most reviews, A to Z, Z to A. For post types, you can also do like expiration date, what other things that make sense. So in a phase 2, we're looking to include this sort ability for post types, not just for members. And to Rick's point, if somebody wanted to sort by most reviews or best reviews or best overall reviews, that if a visitor came and used this sort when it's available, then those posts would automatically get more visibility, because most people are going to want to sort by what the best post is. And then also you'll be able to filter in the search results page posts that only have a certain level of rating, and most people are going to search for posts with top ratings and numbers and things like that. So right now we have this for member search results, and we're lacking it on the post search results. But once that is available, yeah, posts with more ratings would definitely get more visibility inherently, because that's what visitors would sort and filter for. So good question there, Rick. All right, our really good friend Sheila here. Let me unmute your mic, Sheila.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Hi, Sheila.
Okay, good. Hi, Happy New Year. I know I haven't spoken to you in a long time, and Happy New Year to everyone on the webinar. Quick question. You were sharing during the demo, the coupons or the deals. did you have to upload each of those one by one, or did you do, yeah, like for all of these deals, how did you get those up?
So generally, no, good question. So generally, it is the members. You know, Brilliant Directory sites are UGCs, user-generated content sites, very much like a social platform. So generally, it is the members who are adding the posts. Right, and as we mentioned, maybe you caught us a little late in the BD Lab updates. We are creating, coming soon, the ability to import posts into your site, like job listings, events, and coupons from, for example, a CSV file. So when that's available, to answer your question, yeah, you could bulk import posts such as coupons and deals to your site, and then they'll be published live without any more work. In this case, we did manually create these sample posts one by one.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for that. Yay.
Yeah, it seems like, thank you so much too. So it does seem like we're on the brink and a big turning point of, being able to populate your site more quickly and run a lot quicker. So you can have a site that looks more established, more credible, and you can focus more on your marketing, knowing that your website looks, seasoned and established, which is really the most important thing when you're starting out. All right, we got Ryan here again. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, real quick question on the filtered search for the location page, or it's actually a question on the old categories page. If you could go there, you guys added a new category view on there for that widget instead of having, the browse categories, instead of having top level and sub level. You guys had the version where it was sub and sub level instead, but that one did not have the filtered categories on that category widget. Did you guys add it to that one, or is that something you guys can do to do the same thing only for the other categories?
Yeah, I know Colette was asking about that in previous webinar. If you're not seeing it, we didn't add it yet, but we definitely want to. The sub and sub.
I haven't looked at it in the last month since we talked about that on the webinar. It was never there when I did it. I haven't looked at it in a while. I just didn't know if you guys did that while you were doing the other one, since it's the same type of thing, but just on the other categories one.
Thank you for bringing that up. I'll check with the team, and if it's not, we'll make a card for it. It is pretty straightforward to make that as part of the default widget.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Thank you, Ryan. All right, we got a couple more hands up here. We got our good friend Robert here. Get you here, Robert. How you doing, Robert?
Hi, Jason. Thanks, and thanks for your tips last night about. I was on the chat on the Facebook here about the. I was the one that asked about the results. And I did the math. Yeah, hey, I could do a little better, but this pertains to a different one. When you get the results, if you do a search, like the lazy search. And at the top, it has the three, map view, grid view. I think I have mine set at grid view at the moment, but it just has and then the list view. It just has the icon, right? And I'm wondering if there's a way to place words, text there. So, because I've had people
I think that's a fantastic idea. Yeah, we can put some title tag text there. So when you hover over it, it kind of it flashes some text.
Yeah.
Let me. That's a great suggestion for the view icons. Add title tag text. Okay. So it would look something like this. Let me show you while we're here. So what we would do is put title equals. So when you hover over it, let's see, did that work? Yeah. So when you hover over it, you see it says list view like that, and that little text. You get something at least something.
Right. Can I do that? Can we do that, or is that something you're going to have to?
You can do it, but we'll take care of that. That's a great suggestion. It should be there because, someone who's unassuming might not know what these icons are for.
Yeah, because one of the categories I have that I really want at map view because they're looking for certain locations, but other ones it doesn't matter. The grid or the grid or the list view is just fine.
Right.
And good. The other question I want to know is one time I asked if it was possible to put a location map. There's already one on a form. Is there a way to put two so that you have an origin and a destination if you were, say, looking at somebody doing a trip or whatever?
I haven't seen somebody put the two maps like the enter 2 addresses on a form, but I don't see why it wouldn't be possible. Basically, when you have those map views, what's getting saved in the form is the longitude and latitude of the locations entered. That's why it's connected to Google Maps, so it has a precise coordinates. But yeah, I think that would be a good question for the support team. Maybe show them the form that you're trying to edit and just tell them, I'd like to add a second map input view to the form as a form field.
If I were to do the fields myself, would it work? Could I try it, or is that kind of out of the realm of somebody who's not a real, who doesn't know a lot about what they're doing when it comes? I don't want to screw other things up. That's why.
Well, you're piquing my interest. Let me check something real quick. I don't think we have, and it would make sense to have. Just give me one moment. You always ask the good questions here, Rob. I just want to check something. We have a lot of form field types, and the last year we actually turned a lot of like weird custom form field types into like calendar is now like a standard file upload. Let me see.
Yeah. Well, are we able to add widgets anywhere in there?
You can add custom HTML widgets, which will render anything as that form field's value. But I don't see we have one. I'm going to make a suggestion. This is a no promises one, but see if we can add a, I guess like a live map input as a form field. I know what you're referring to. I'll ask the team about that. That could I can see that for moving companies and where there's
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, moving, whether it's moving or just moving loads, period. So because we want to, it's kind of a load board here, but for the trucks,
Okay.
Okay, that'd be great.
Sure thing. Thank you, Robert, for your questions.
Thanks. You bet.
All right, good stuff there from Robert. And let's see if we got anyone else's hands up here. I do see one more hand up, 2 more hands up. Lisa, let's go with Lisa here.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing? Where are you calling in from?
Okay, great. From Michigan.
Okay.
All right, so I am super excited about your post reviews, and I just have a quick question. When the user fills it out, is it required for them to do both the comment and the star? So, or can they just leave the star with no comment, or how does that work for the user?
Good question. Yeah,
because I can see people getting excited about putting a comment and then forgetting to leave a star, or there's some people that just don't want to write a comment and want to rate it easily. I was just curious.
Yeah, you can just leave a comment without the star rating. So here's one without selecting the stars, and it's just a regular comment here.
Oh, okay.
So it's not compulsory to leave a star rating.
And that will affect the overall star rating at the top then, if somebody like says, oh, they're great, and then forgets to leave the star.
Well, let's see this. Let's refresh the page here. This was a 4.3. Let's see. Yeah, no, it doesn't have that. Regular comments don't affect the star rating, only if it's a 1 through 5 rating.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, let's leave another one just with no star rating. Another no star. Just double check. Again, this stuff is so fresh. Let's see here. I'm sure there's stuff to work out. So here's another no star. Let's refresh the page. So let me just open a new tab, actually. Duplicate tab. So it was a 4.3 out of 5 with 3 total star reviews. And here it's still a 4.3 out of 5 with 3 star reviews. So no, the comments that are not star rated do not affect the overall rating. It's not a 0 star.
All right. And if somebody doesn't want to leave a comment and just a star rating, they can go ahead and do that if they want. Let's
see. I don't think so. I think they got to leave. Nope. They. Oh, it added that star. See, there's things to check. Let's just play with this a little bit. Looks like it wants you to leave a comment with it. Are these settings that would be important? The option to like require star, require comment, or only like one or the other?
It'd be kind of nice to have that option, but I don't think it's, that important. But it would be nice that if somebody's like, well, I don't want to type out anything, but I want to leave my star rating, and at least something pops up that tells them that they have to make a comment. in
Right.
order to submit the review. So they're not like, I'm trying to, but I can't do it. Well,
Absolutely.
they need to leave a post.
This just reminds me, I read reviews on Yelp sometimes because you have to choose a star rating and you have to write something. They're like, if I could leave less than 1 star, I would. Well, with Brilliant Directories, you can. No stars.
There you go.
So, okay. Yeah, I think, part of this will be just evolution and just getting your feedback and feedback from your users and what they're asking for, and then just to improve it over time.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the questions. Good questions there. All right, we have Carly here. Let me unmute your microphone, Carly. There we go. How you doing?
Hello, I'm well, thank you. Thank you for brilliant software. Now, I've just got a question about SEO. Sorry to jump over to that. I subscribe to different SEO tools like SiteGuru, Dib, etc., etc. And I keep getting emails saying that they can't find a sitemap on my website, and it's affecting my SEO. High impact, statewide issue, high impact.
They are Hrefs, SEO gurus. They're great tools. They also stay in business by sending alarmist messages. However, your site can have a sitemap. Let me show you where that would be. So with Brilliant Directories, and we do recommend submitting your sitemap to Google and to Bing. We have a documentation on that. You can use other. Okay, it sounds like you have created the sitemap, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. So when you have a sitemap, I think what they're looking for is your sitemap doesn't need to be right after the root domain. I think what they're looking for is like your domain and then like sitemap.xml, like that specific page. But the sitemaps, don't need to be like that. And let me see, this site has a sitemap generator here I can show. And I think they're looking for that. In this case, the sitemap URL is like file data cache, and a sitemap URL can be anything. Google doesn't care, Bing doesn't care. But these SEO tools might be looking for specifically sitemap.xml. And they'll tell you, are they telling you that that's the file that's missing?
No.
Okay.
No, they're saying, yes, having it correctly, yes, pardon me, XML sitemap. That's what they're saying.
They're looking for a specific URL. It was best practices in the early 2000s, but now, like a lot of things, that kind of stuff doesn't matter. So you can choose to ignore it, or if you want to satisfy it just for those tools, if you really wanted to, what you can do, go to your developer hub, and let's do this. Let's create a new redirect rule for sitemap XML going to my real sitemap page here, and we'll do a test actually together. Okay. So we're gonna redirect, if anyone goes to sitemap.xml, we're gonna redirect them to here. Let's save that redirect. And again, your site does have a sitemap, like it exists. They're just looking for a specific URL. So if we go here, oh, it didn't get that. Let's see why. That was a bad talk about. Let's see why that's not. Let's see if this link is working here on this site. Maybe I need to regenerate the sitemap on this site. Yeah, let's regenerate the sitemap. It's been a while. This is our demo. This is our testing site for the webinar, so it might have some quirks. But in theory, what you can do is, if you do have the sitemap URL working on your site, is redirect the source URL sitemap.xml and redirect it to the sitemap URL that you have created in your sitemap generator. That would be the logic there.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I've seen so many warnings from those tools. And again, they're just doing their job. They're nitpicking, and some of them are legitimate, and some of them are really just that, just nitpicking at things that are older practices. But if you ever have questions, post it in the Facebook group. I helped a gentleman last night who had an issue and from one of these third-party programs, and we were able to sort it out and clear it, but it wasn't affecting his SEO in reality.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks so much.
You're welcome, Carly. Thanks for the question. All right, while we're there, let's see what's going on. Sitemap created, okay. Well, let's copy this here real quick. Let's just do some testing here. There's the sitemap. Okay, so let's update this. That was just probably outdated. All right, and let's save the changes. Okay, great. So now if we refresh this page here and we go to sitemap.xml, there we go. It's redirecting here. So it was just an old sitemap link on this demo site. But yeah, this little redirect should satisfy them because this is resolving, and instead of giving a 404 error, which is probably what those third-party tools are finding by going there. All right, we got a few more questions here. We're not going to stop. It's the first webinar of the new year. We got Jim Hunter here. Jim, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Good, thank you. I'm pretty new to Brilliant Directories. I love it so far. And I'm still learning it. So this question may sound stupid to most of you, but say one of the members wants to create a coupon for 50% off their products for their users. Where does that get exposed on the front end for a visitor to see?
Perfect. So if we go to Demo Bootstrap, which is basically it's a demo directory filled with sample data and posts. So if a visitor comes to your site, first of all, I do not recommend enabling all the post types if you're starting your website for a few reasons. One, you have to fill all those post types with listings, right? Coupons, jobs, events. Every time you add a post type, you're exponentially increasing your workload. Two, if you're trying to explain to your members the benefit of your website, it's better to hone their focus on a couple things, like maybe just coupons and events to promote their business, or maybe even just one of them, just list their business. So you're asking how a visitor would find coupons. Well, you as the website owner will choose how the visitor finds the coupons. You can make it available in the main menu, and what you would do is link. You can edit your main menu, of course, that's without a given. You would link to the post types search results page. So every post type has a search results page that's automatically created and automatically populated as members create posts, or you as the website owner create posts. So we can see here coupons. So we can see here that the coupons are listed. People can search for coupons. So if I want to search for massage coupons, I'll just do a search. So there's one coupon for massage therapy. And of course, you can search by category, keyword, and location for many of the post types. This works really well if you're in a smaller area. If you're nationwide, I mean, if random people are coming to your site from all across the country or the world, and they search for a coupon in their area, and your site isn't that that busy, you're probably not going to have content for them. But if you're regional and you're doing this for, I'm assuming, a local city or town or region, it's really easy to rally businesses around the focus of your site because you're helping the local area. So this is one place, is the search results. Let's go to this coupon page, and you can showcase deals on your homepage as well. You can handpick them, or you can use the streaming widgets. But also, we can see the member who published a post. So here is the 50% off massage therapy. If we go to John Smith's profile, not only do we see information about this business or this member, in this case, it's a person in this case, but we can see all the different content they've published to the site. So we can see all the coupons this business has published to the site. Now, again, this is just a demo, so we created a guy called John Smith, and he posted all these coupons, but this could be a pizza place, and maybe they have 4 different coupons for a small pizza, family pack, and weekend deal, things like that. So this is another place where those coupons can be found. And then also, you as the website owner can self-promote some of this content, so you can post on your social media. We have Corey Barnes, who's a BDer, and he has a Facebook group for Chattanooga, Tennessee, and he uses his Brilliant Directories site to feed content into his Facebook group and vice versa. So he brings people from his Facebook group to his Brilliant Directories website, and he shares content from his BD website into his Facebook group. So he helps stimulate interest and cross-promote on those 2 platforms. So those are just a few ways people can find the posts and content on your site and off your site as well.
And I noticed you have lots of little tabs there. And since I probably haven't turned any of those on, I don't see any of those tabs. So that might explain things then.
Yeah, so also on a profile page, based on the member's membership plan, you decide who has the privilege of, for example, being able to publish a coupon. So say John Smith had the ability to publish coupons, but has not done so yet. The coupon tab would not display here until he published his first coupon on the site. Until then, there would be no tab here saying coupons.
I turned it on for, I have a test vendor that I'm working on, and I created a coupon, and that's why I couldn't find it, and that's why I was wondering where it was.
So
but I don't see the tab on his
one thing
page.
Yeah, you might want to check. Let me show you one more thing. So if we let me just edit a coupon here, edit post. Make sure it's set to published, and also make sure that the coupon end date hasn't passed yet. I think when it expires, it's no longer. I believe it might show on there. Yeah,
that was the first thing I did notice. It had an old date, so I set it to tomorrow. So
perfect. Yeah, just check the end date and the published status. If you're having issues beyond that, you might want to email the support team. It should be showing at that point.
I just went in and it was not published.
Okay. Users can publish and unpublish their posts and deals.
And coupons shows up. Okay, perfect. That answers that question.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If you have more questions, hit us up in the Facebook group, or you can email the support team.
Thanks.
Cheers. You're welcome. A good question there. Welcome, Jim, to the BD family. And Jerome, I recognize that name. Jerome, how you doing?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. Hey, great to hear. Great to see you guys really improving the site. This is amazing. I've been with you for a while, as you know, and this is really a great way to start 2023. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. I have a couple, just a couple quick questions, and it is related. Being able to import data, are you going to at some point allow us to be able to export posts like events and things like that? Is that something you guys are also working on?
I
know we can export like the business listings, but I was just curious if you're going to be able to export the data from the post.
So let me show you. That's a good suggestion. First of all, let me add that to this list. Export posts as CSV. Okay, that's a good suggestion. Let me show you what you can do right now in the meantime. If you go to your developer hub and go to webhooks.
Okay.
And this is not exactly what you need or want, but it might work as a workaround for now. You can create a webhook so that anytime a standard post or a photo album post, those are the two post types, are created, you can send that data out of your website, export it via a webhook, and in your case, because you want it in a CSV, is save it in a Google Sheet using Zapier. So are you familiar with any of that in the previous webinars? I know it's new territory for sure, but have you seen us talk about the webhooks before or anything like that?
I have to research that a little bit more with your previous videos.
Let me share with you a webinar, a tip of the week we did on. So when a post is created, it sends it to your social media. So in this case, when a post is created or updated, you can send it to you would send it to a Google Sheet. So just change the like posting to Facebook to sending it to a Google Sheet. Give me a minute. Yeah, it's hard to do videos on every use case. So auto share content on social media. In this case, it does exactly what I said. It uses the webhooks, sends the data out from your website. In this video, it shows how to send it to Facebook and Twitter, but instead you can send it to a Google Sheet and thereby you have it in a CSV file. I'm going to put this in the chat here.
Okay. Got it.
And then yeah, I think an export post to CSV would be nice. I think now that we're creating the ability to import the post as CSV, it would be easy to reverse engineer that and have an export option as well. So I'll suggest that to the team.
Okay. I have one more question, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah.
When we import business listings, we're using the template that you provide that we download and we add the content to that, and then we can import right into a membership that we want those businesses to be attached to. And it's an awesome feature. We love it. One of the challenges we sometimes have is getting it to attach the actual address on the Google map. And I know if it doesn't have that attached, sometimes it won't even show up on your website yet until you actually log into each one and do a Google search for that address and attach it to that business listing. Is there a workaround for that we can actually, the address is in there, it never kind of attached itself to the Google map?
Addresses are finicky. I know in the import file, you can have like the street address field the city field, the state, and the country as separate fields. What I'm assuming maybe is happening is that the full address, the street address, city, state, and country might be in the main address field, and that might be messing it up a bit. Like it's confusing the system as to what the address for that person might be. You're probably dealing with a lot of records, so it would be hard to go record by record and see who has the correct format for their address.
Right.
What you can do is this: the person that you imported whose address didn't get correctly added, go back into your Excel file and see how the address is for that record, and see if it's what I said. The whole address is in, if the city, state, and country are all in the street address. You know, with post types, you can, with the Google Maps thing, you can literally just put like a neighborhood or a landmark sometimes, and it'll kind of get that as, it'll try to use that to find the coordinates. I'm wondering if if there was like full address field, and then it uses that to then geocode the member based on the full, because there is no full address field in the import file. It's all parsed street address, city, state, country. That would just be for getting the longitude and latitude. Yeah, I would do what I said. Check the record that was broken and see how the address is in your CSV file. How many records are you talking about? Like a few dozen,
like in this one,
hundreds?
Yeah, like this one, it was like 356, records. Now we do have 42,334 out of our, approximately 300,000 members on our platform don't have a geocode, but I'm not worried about that. Sometimes when we just import a list that we know is a good list, like it was verified through, like, say, a city that we work with or whatever, some of them won't actually geocode right when we import it. And so we have to go in one by one and kind of get them to attach to the map, and generally the address is correct, So I'm wondering if there's maybe a little workaround where we can, scrub it. If not,
You're giving me another idea. You can search members here. We see in this example 22 need to be geocoded, but if there was a way for you to export those 22 or view them here. So I think a drop down here of geocoded or not geocoded would be helpful, because then you can export the non-geocoded one and just work them in a separate Excel.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Search members, geocoded.
Thank you for allowing me to go a little, off subject here a little bit. But at the end of the day, it could come in handy, obviously, as we continue to import more data, right? Just to make sure everything's syncing up right. That'd be awesome.
Of course. I mean, 300 out of 42,000 is not a bad import, but all of them got imported. 300 didn't get geocoded. So this would help you act a bit quicker on fixing those if you can just have them in another Excel, if you can export them. So good suggestion there. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. And then have you guys seen anything interesting with the way Google's handling some of the sitemaps lately? Because like one of the things we've noticed is like, okay, so we have like, say, 425,000 pages that are not indexed with Google, and say 22,000 are. Have you noticed that Google sometimes, because it's a business listing that might be similar to Google already has a business listing on there, or maybe something else similar from that business's website that's on there, that Google might not index that for some reason? Have
Absolutely.
you seen something like that? Okay.
I 100% know they do. So what that's called is duplicate content or thin content pages. You can Google it, thin content Google.
Okay.
And basically, the page itself, just because you've imported 42,000 listings doesn't mean that Google's going to index all of them, because again, that data is probably found somewhere else on the internet first. And a lot of Google's algorithm updates have been to not rank, not to penalize you, just because they're not penalizing you. It just has no value for a user to rank pages that have exactly the same content on them. So if you're going to, what you should do is import 42,000 listings. Some of them are going to get indexed by Google. The vast majority probably won't, because they're duplicate or thin content pages. However, what you should do is figure out a system of, this month we're going to target everyone in California who's a doctor or whatever, and segment out enriching those profile pages in some capacity and do them in chunks of similar batches. That way it helps you stay a bit organized, and you're kind of like a divide and conquer situation. So again, as in that example, you can have all your California doctors taken care of, you know, in February, then go New York doctors, or, you know, that 42,000 is a lot of listings and pages to add rich content to. But that's going to help those pages rank. Google is looking for unique content on those pages at the end of the day.
Okay, excellent. All right, great suggestion. Thank you, guys.
All right, cheers. Thank you, Jerome. Good questions. All right, and all the way from Australia, the man himself, Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
Happy New Year to you all.
Thank you, you too.
This is a question, it's not, it's probably a modification that you could possibly do, is add a description field to all your categories. So then that information in that description field could be used at the top of the category when someone searches a particular category and gets information. So it's at the top above all the members.
Add a description meta field to member categories. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
and
so
then,
you can personalize each category.
Right. And then render that description in various places of your site.
Or when that category is called, it could render it at the top of the page, like as a description of what's, say, you could talk about plumbers, and you could talk about a generalization of the plumbing trades, what they do and stuff like that. So you can personalize your overall directory by category.
Yep, I love that idea. Without having to create a custom static page for each category.
That's right, exactly that. You have to pay static pages at the moment.
Right. I think that's a wonderful suggestion. We got a ton of suggestions here today. It's great. So I'll definitely pass that over to the team. I don't think that'll be terribly difficult to do, and I think it's great for SEO as well.
Yes, thank you very much.
Is that all you got for us, Jeff? What are your goals for 2023?
Yeah, at the moment.
Gotta get something out of you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers. No worries.
Thank you.
Jeff. All right, we love Jeff. He's been a long time BDer there. I'm just cranking his chain a little bit there. All right, I don't see any more hands up. I think that was a fantastic webinar. What a way to kick off 2023. The star ratings for posts add-on will be available next week. If you have the VIP add-ons club, you'll have instant access to this. If you don't have the VIP add-ons club, email right now, launch@brilliantdirectories.com, launch@brilliantdirectories.com. We'll share with you our Black Friday deal that we had for the VIP add-ons club. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. It'll be webinar 150. We'll have an iPad giveaway in that webinar. And if you wanted to catch something in the replay, we'll post it in the Facebook group. Join us at brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook, and we'll post the replay in there in the next few minutes. And thank you for those of you who joined us on YouTube. We saw a lot of comments and engagement there as well. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube and follow our channel. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023. We'll catch you in 2 weeks in the next webinar. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care, guys.